attacked on cross-examination. Their character will be impugned. They will attack the victims for not coming forward until Cassie Ventura came forward. How do you fix that? You find an outcry witness. What is an outcry witness? An outcry witness is someone the victim told about their at the time. So 10 years ago, I told you Sean Combs raped me at this party. I told you that then, but I never made a police report. That adds credence, credibility to the victim's statement. So a lot of victims are going to be attacked because they continued in a seemingly friendly relationship with Combs. A lot of women do that. Your boss makes advances on you unwanted. What do? Quit and starve? There's a lot of reasons women maintain a relationship with the rapist. So we may lose credibility on a couple of witnesses, but the sheer number of them, I find it hard to believe that a jury will choose to disbelieve all of these ladies and choose to believe.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you got to do that. I was f***ed up. I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Federal prosecutors just brought in forensic psychologist Dr. Dawn Hughes to testify in Diddy's explosive lawsuit, and Diddy's freaking out. Now on top of that, lawsuits naming LeBron James, Jay-Z, and Beyonce are making waves while Diddy's legal squad scrambles behind the scenes, desperately trying to block any damaging evidence from seeing the light of day. It's looking like Diddy's crew will stop at nothing to keep the heat off him. But here's the kicker. Cassie's viral video might just be the knockout punch that lands Diddy behind bars. Let's dive in. Dr. Dawn Hughes is a key player in this case. She's ready to show that the behavior of Diddy's alleged victim matches what's typically seen in real abuse survivors. Some of Diddy's alleged victims stayed close to him after the abuse, and his lawyers are trying to twist that, claiming it proves his innocence. But experts like Dr. Hughes are shutting that down quick. Forensic psychologists say this kind of reaction is exactly what many victims do when dealing with trauma. It doesn't prove innocence, it proves a pattern. Meanwhile, things are looking worse for Sean Diddy Combs by the day. His legal team is drowning as a new motion has just been filed to delete the now infamous video footage first dropped by CNN. Footage that shows Diddy viciously attacking Cassandra Ventura and yanking her by the hair. And get this, Diddy's lawyers keep trying to erase that video from evidence. Now they're claiming it's been edited to make him look more violent than he actually was. The desperation is real. Don't forget, Diddy already publicly apologized and admitted that the video is 100% real. He even said he was disgusted by what he did. But now, he's pulling a complete 180 and claiming the whole thing is fake. How does that even add up? His legal team knows that once that video rolls in court, it's game over. The guilt's gonna hit like a hammer. But here's the wildest part. Diddy's own lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, is out here saying the video has nothing to do with the case. According to him, it's just footage of a man catching his girl cheating. And somehow that has nothing to do with the serious trafficking charges Diddy's facing. That excuse is not landing with anyone, and they're not stopping there. Diddy's team is also trying to throw out the evidence collected during those mansion raids. They're claiming the search warrants weren't legit, so all the seized stuff, including the wild tapes and baby oil stash, should be tossed out. Like, seriously? But wait, it gets even messier. As if trying to erase the evidence wasn't enough, Diddy's legal squad is now playing the race card. In court filings, they claim prosecutors are only targeting Diddy because he's a rich and powerful black man.
An attorney walking away. Sometimes it's because they don't get the lead chair or one of the lead chairs. Sometimes it's because a client is lying. Sometimes it's because they believe wholeheartedly that the client is going to be guilty and they don't want to be associated with that guilt because that's a loss on their record. It could be a variety of things, but the fact that we are speculating about that when the trial date hasn't even started yet concerns me, because I'm one of those people, ladies and gentlemen, who firmly believes It's virtually impossible to find a jury that's not contaminated by some kind of information that's been put out to the public before a trial begins. I'm not one of those that believes that. May 5th is May 5th. I mean, come on now. That's more than 2 months away. Jury ain't been selected yet. You trying to tell me nobody that's on the jury will have heard that a lawyer backed out of the case? I don't know about y'all, but I find that that's not a good thing for Sean Diddy.
But come on. Blaming the prosecution isn't a real defense. Just because you're famous doesn't mean you're untouchable. Things are getting so bad for Diddy right now that his legal team is straight up begging the court to delay the trial. They know the clock's ticking, and unless they can wipe out the mountain of evidence stacked against him, Diddy doesn't stand a chance. This is the same guy who was filing for bail like clockwork, desperate to stay out of jail, and now he's suddenly fine with waiting another 2 months for the trial to begin? That switch-up says everything. Behind the scenes, even his top lawyers are throwing in the towel. Anthony Rico, one of Diddy's most trusted attorneys, just walked out after filing a motion saying he cannot continue to represent Diddy under any circumstances. That's not a good look. And get this, right when Diddy got hit with those heavy charges, his longtime law firm, Grubman, Shire, Micelis, and Sachs, ditched him too. After 20 years repping Diddy, they dropped him the second the federal lawsuit landed. That's cold and telling. If your own legal team is bailing just weeks before trial, that's a flashing red flag. And it doesn't stop there. A fresh lawsuit just dropped, and it's naming even more alleged co-conspirators, this time pulling in Drusky and Odell Beckham Jr. The suit claims the two were involved in a disturbing situation with a woman Diddy allegedly targeted for revenge. Drusky clapped back quick with a statement on X, formerly Twitter, saying, "This allegation is a fabricated lie. I wasn't a public figure in 2018. I was broke, living with my mom without any connections to the entertainment industry at the time of this allegation. So the inclusion of my name is truly outlandish. My heart breaks for actual victims of abuse, but I'm fully confident that the evidence will expose this falsehood and the individuals who are maliciously trying to game the legal system to peddle false narratives."
Were you at any of the Diddy parties, or did you miss that?
What the? Where did that come? How did that? Of all questions,
Did you miss that train?
How did that go?
That train might have left the
That
station,
train took
but
off
you
from
were
the
right
station.
there.
Yeah,
You were
that train,
right there to
that
get on
train
that.
took off from the station for sure.
You were close.
Yeah. I wasn't at that train station.
You left early? You left
No,
early?
that was down the street from me. I wasn't there. No.
Did you ever meet Diddy?
Yo, what the
Bro, yo, I forgot you
He's
actually
like, yo,
might have.
I've seen pictures with you there.
And just when you thought things couldn't spiral any further, boom, more names are getting dragged into Diddy's legal firestorm. Sources close to the investigation say several new high-profile figures could be implicated as witnesses or potential co-defendants. No one's safe, and the walls are closing in fast. Insiders are whispering that some of Diddy's celebrity friends are starting to distance themselves, and fast. Some are even ghosting him completely. Industry folks who once smiled for the cameras with Diddy are now quietly cutting ties behind the scenes, not wanting to be anywhere near the fallout. Meanwhile, federal agents are still combing through hours of footage, files, and digital messages pulled from Diddy's devices during the mansion raids. And word is, they've uncovered way more than they expected.
Of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, a judge has denied his request to delay the proceedings, and that means jury selection could start in just weeks. ABC's Phil Lipoff is tracking this case. Good morning, Phil.
Yeah, Gio, good morning. It looks like it's going to. Sean Combs' trial date is set to go on as expected Friday. A judge ruled Combs' criminal sex trafficking trial will begin next month as scheduled after he denied the defense's request for a 2-month adjournment. The trial is set to begin May 5th with jury selection. The judge said it was unclear why there isn't sufficient time to prepare, especially since 4 different law firms are now representing him. The judge agreed, however, to allow alleged victims to testify under pseudonyms, but one star witness, Diddy's ex, Cassie Ventura, is expected to testify under her own name. She filed, you'll remember, a quickly settled civil lawsuit against Combs. The judge agreed with a defense request to receive outtakes of interviews conducted for a documentary produced by Warner Brothers. Those interviews were conducted with potential trial witnesses. Combs appeared in Jailhouse Beige on Friday and was given a moment at the end of the hearing to communicate with his mother and one of his sons. He told them, "I love you and we're good." He has pleaded, we should mention, not guilty to all 5 federal counts and maintained his
We're talking about encrypted messages, secret guest lists, and even footage from undisclosed private parties. And here's the kicker. Some of that material allegedly connects Diddy to even more disturbing acts, stuff that's never been mentioned in court yet. It's all under lock and key right now, but sources say prosecutors are gearing up to drop a bombshell in court that'll change everything. People in the know are saying that this isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about pulling back the curtain on a whole circle of powerful people. If even half of what's being talked about is true, this could rock the entire industry. At this point, Diddy's team isn't just fighting for his reputation, they're trying to stop a total collapse of everything around him. Now here's where it gets even nastier. Diddy's inner circle is starting to crack. Sources say some of his closest associates are getting nervous, and a few are even considering flipping. Yep, people who used to ride for him might end up testifying against him just to save themselves. One former employee reportedly reached out to federal investigators offering to cooperate in exchange for immunity. What does that mean? They're ready to spill every secret they've been holding.
When I looked at that thing, to be honest, I thought that the people who was watching it, because you know at those hotels, they have security personnel that watch that stuff. And if they didn't call the police, they should be in jail. I don't care what nobody say. You know, whoever watched that tape and didn't submit that to the authorities, they should be brought up on charges.
Why do you think the video is barely coming out right now? Because you got a lot of people, you know, that's wondering why it took so long.
First of all, they know that Puff probably paid the security personnel because he knew it was on camera. When he made it to the hallway, when she made it to that phone, once that phone picked up, that's going straight to security. That's for emergency purposes only. So either the concierge or somebody that's handling emergency type situations when she picked up that phone. So now, Puff probably had somebody pay them off. 9 times out of 10, he had somebody pay them off, bro.
From what went down at the infamous parties to who else was involved behind closed doors. And it's not just assistants or bodyguards talking. There are rumors that a couple of Diddy's former collaborators in music and business are lawyering up too. Folks are realizing this isn't just a small scandal. This is a full-blown investigation with serious consequences. Meanwhile, social media is going wild. Old videos, throwback interviews, and even podcast clips are being reanalyzed. Fans and gossip blogs are playing detective, picking apart every old clip for signs people missed before. And in some of those interviews, Diddy makes comments that now sound real suspicious in hindsight. It's like the internet has turned into one giant courtroom, and the public opinion, brutal. People aren't buying the excuses, and every new headline just makes things look worse. Diddy hasn't made any fresh public statements since the video scandal, and that silence is getting louder by the day. The longer he stays quiet, the more folks think he's hiding something big. This storm's not slowing down, it's just getting started, and now, boom, another lawsuit just dropped, and this one's pulling in names nobody expected. Believe it or not, LeBron James has officially been mentioned. Yep, the basketball king himself. LeBron's been tight with Diddy for years, and he's even been spotted at a bunch of Diddy's wild parties. There's even a clip floating around where LeBron straight up tells Diddy, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." But this case isn't just about partying, it's deadly serious. A man named Joseph Menza is coming forward with jaw-dropping claims. He says he was drugged, taken against his will, and sexually assaulted as part of what he calls a coercive, organized criminal setup led by Diddy and others back in 2015. Jay-Z and Gloria Estefan have also been named, but both are denying everything. Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, told People magazine, Jay-Z wasn't in Florida at that time to witness this incident. He was engaged in easily findable public activities that prove he was not at this event. This is more nonsense that erodes the trust in our justice system. But the allegations keep pouring in. And no matter how hard Diddy's team works to shut it all down, there's no stopping the voices speaking out. Cassie, who's already been confirmed as one of the victims in the government's lawsuit, is locked in to testify in court. Distractions won't work this time. The footage is real. The stories are out. And with Cassie and others ready to face him in court, Diddy's days of dodging the truth might finally be over. This storm's only picking up speed, and the whole world is watching. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next bombshell in this crazy unfolding saga.